Hello everyone, and welcome back to today's Nugget as we close out the week with a few final thoughts. Now, in Friday's lesson, we're confronted with the fact that God's people lived very long lives. Now, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the only people the Bible talks about as having long lives are the righteous. There's something about walking and talking with God that results in a long life. Now, research has shown that people who go to church tend to live longer than those who don't. National Geographic noticed that Seventh-day Adventists live even longer than everybody else. Why? Well, according to Dan Butner, who did the research for National Geographic, it's because of how we Adventists walk and talk with God, especially on the Sabbath. Now, the phrase walked with God is only used of Enoch and Noah. Walked in this sense means that you have such a personal relationship with God that it results in divine blessings. Now, the minor prophets used this phrase to describe the intimate walk of priests who entered the Holy of Holies to speak directly, with the Lord. It describes the closest communion with God that a person can have. It's as if you're actually walking at His side. Now, another interesting element of, Enoch's faith was that he served God. Enoch didn't walk with God in a secluded environment. He spoke for God in the ungodly marketplace of his day. The Bible doesn't tell us how long Enoch did this, but from what we've read in both Genesis and Hebrews, we can safely believe that Enoch served God right up to the day God took him. Now, by the way, what does the Bible mean when it says God took him? Some argue that Enoch died young. But Moses doesn't say that. The book of Hebrews says that he was taken up. That doesn't sound like death. The truth is we actually don't know how this happened. He may have been picked up by a chariot like Elijah, or he may have been beamed up directly by God, or he might have caught a ride on a cloud. We just simply don't know. What we do know is that one day Enoch was talking with God, and God said, "You know what, Enoch? Why don't you come over to my place and let's talk about this some more." The point of the story is this: you and I can walk so closely with God that one day Jesus is going to come back and say, "Why don't we take this back to my place and we can continue our friendship up there?" Well, those were some of our thoughts for this week. Now it's your turn to share your thoughts with us. Now, I know that many of you watching, you live in other places around the world. So I just want to invite you to join your local church for Sabbath School and share with them what you've learned this week. Well, I also want to remind you to please, don't forget to join us next week as Seth shares some of his thoughts and insights about next week's lesson, which is going to talk about the flood. Take care. Happy Sabbath. God bless.